listen, I very respect this guy because I think it's very tough my opponent.
Excited.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, it's a big platform to showcase my skills, but like I said time and time again, it means nothing if I don't perform. So all what matters under the bright.
Tyson a lot of talk, yeah? It just show.
Unbelievable scenes. Moses Itauma actually slapped Oleksandr Usyk in the middle of the press conference. Nobody expected that level of disrespect. Fans were left stunned because this isn't just hype anymore, it's a full-blown incident. To strike a champion like Usyk, it shocked the entire boxing world.
I won 2 national titles, 3 European medals, gold medals, and a world title. And as a professional, I'm looking to replicate that and doing it quicker than the young.
Moments after the slap, George Fox lost his cool and started yelling at Usyk, insisting the champion was hurt. The shouting only added to the madness, making the scene look more like a street argument than a professional press conference. Chaos everywhere, but Usyk stayed composed.
Okay?
If you punch me there, I'm going to take your head off your shoulders.
No.
But I know you were hurt. And you know what? Forget me, forget him, forget him, forget him, forget all these people. You know you were hurt. Because I heard what you said. You know.
It's your opinion.
No. It's your opinion. Nah, it's my opinion. Yeah. It's your reality.
Not my reality.
And then Moses Itauma took the mic to share his so-called 11-year journey. Itauma claimed he's been waiting 11 years for this moment, even saying he will get the Usyk fight definitely Soman. That line shocked fans across the board. It was supposed to be passion, but it came off extreme. A young fighter going way over the line in front of the boxing world.
Success. And I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. I've been boxing more than half my life, so it might seem like it's been an overnight success.
Simon Jordan admitted the chaos reminded him of past wild moments in boxing, like Chisora throwing a table. He said he was laughing at the drama, proving just how outrageous the Itauma and Usyk press conference had become. It wasn't just a media event anymore, it turned into pure theater.
It's a fight that I'll be watching. I'll be there obviously on the night, but if I wasn't there,
What have you made of the antics?
I would be watching it.
What have you made of the antics? Do you think, I mean,
I've seen worse. I said about Chisora in throwing the table towards Dylan White. I was filming it. I was sitting in the front row of the press conference. I was at the press conference.
And then Johnny Nelson delivered his blunt reaction, calling the slap a total shame. Johnny Nelson summed it up perfectly. That slap wasn't just against Usyk, it was against the entire sport of boxing. When Itauma raised his hand to strike a champion, he disrespected not only the man across from him, but the promoters, the fans, and the tradition of the game. It's one thing to sell a fight with heated words, but putting your hands on someone outside the ring crosses the line. Boxing thrives on respect, even in rivalry, and Nelson was right. This was shameful. Usyk stood calm, showing class in the face of madness, while Itauma exposed his inexperience. For a 20-year-old prospect, this was the worst way to try and make a statement. Instead of building hype, he created backlash, and the boxing world won't forget this incident anytime soon.
He mentioned it in the last press conference. I thought, why is that just slid on the radar? Why does nobody make a big deal of that?
It was a class touch,
That's
man.
a massive touch.
Yeah.
And so all of the
Adam Smith took a realistic view. While the slap was wrong, moments like this do happen in boxing. He made it clear, no, it shouldn't happen, but sometimes the chaos is part of the sport, and that's the truth. As ugly as it was, Itauma's outburst has made this fight even bigger. Casual fans who didn't care before are now glued to the drama. It's that strange balance in boxing. Respect and madness go hand in hand. Smith acknowledged what everyone knows deep down, controversy sells. But here's the difference. When Tyson Fury or Derek Chisora cause mayhem, they already had years of experience and charisma to back it up. Itauma, on the other hand, is just starting out. Instead of raising his stock, he's created doubt. Yet one thing's certain, now the world is watching to see how Usyk responds in the ring.
You're twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens next.
Duke McKenzie's reaction was honest and balanced. Yes, Itauma is a heavyweight, and in this brutal sport, tempers will flare, but that doesn't excuse his actions. Mackenzie admitted that scuffles happen in boxing, yet he firmly stated Itauma was wrong to slap Usyk. And he's absolutely right. This wasn't two men brawling in the ring. This was a press conference where professionalism is expected. Usyk has earned respect across the globe for his discipline, sportsmanship, and mastery in the ring. To lay hands on him outside of competition wasn't just reckless, it was disrespectful to the sport itself. For Itauma, who is still building his name, this incident could overshadow his actual boxing talent. Instead of fans talking about his skill or potential, they're talking about his lack of respect. Mackenzie captured it in one line. It happens, but Itauma was simply wrong.
All right, he's come up short, but he's had that experience. There isn't anybody on Conor Benn's resume that you could even suggest has been anywhere near of that sort of calibre of boxer, and he knows his way around the ring, so providing he's not waiting.
And things only escalated when Anthony Joshua himself weighed in on the controversy. When Anthony Joshua speaks, the boxing world listens, and he didn't hold back. Joshua admitted both fighters are skilled, but called the slap a disgrace. That word says it all. For AJ, who has stood across the ring from Usyk twice, this wasn't just another press conference stunt. He knows the level of respect Usyk commands, and Itauma breaking that boundary was never gonna sit right with him. Calling it a big problem shows how serious this has become. This isn't just hype anymore, it's a reputational issue. Joshua's reaction put more weight on the situation, reminding fans and promoters alike that boxing has a code, cross it, and you risk everything. Itauma might have thought he was making a statement, but when even AJ calls it disgraceful, you know the backlash is real.
But when they're both skilled and talented, there's not much difference in weight. It's just who wants to.
Adam Smith praised Itauma's raw tools, a southpaw stance, heavy hands, fluid movement, and confidence beyond his years. On paper, it all looks extraordinary, but Smith's analysis had a crucial twist. Is this too soon? And that's the heart of the debate. Itauma may check every box as a prospect, but potential is not the same as proven success. Against someone like Usyk, raw attributes won't carry you through. It takes years of experience, adaptability, and composure to survive 12 rounds with a master technician. Smith highlighted both sides perfectly. Itauma is exciting and dangerous, but he's stepping into waters far deeper than he's ever been. The slap may have created headlines, but it doesn't answer the real question. Can he perform under the bright lights against a generational champion? That doubt lingers, and that's what makes this clash fascinating.
New kid on the block, Moses Itauma, who looks absolutely extraordinary, and for me, he ticks all the boxes. I like his attitude, I like his style, southpaw, hard-hitting, moves so well. He's going to be very, very difficult to sort of deter. So it's an interesting one because, yeah, is this too soon for Moses, or is this just the right fight at the right time?
And Derek Chisora, who's been in the ring with Usyk, offered a blunt warning. Derek Chisora didn't waste words. Having shared 12 hard rounds with Usyk, he knows exactly what it's like to face him. Calling Usyk a beast and a different beast is the highest form of respect from a veteran who's fought nearly every top heavyweight of the last decade. Chisora's tone was almost a warning to Itauma and his team. This isn't a regular opponent. Usyk's stamina, footwork, and technical brilliance make him one of the hardest puzzles in boxing. Chisora went toe-to-toe and still admitted the difference in class. For Itauma, hearing that from a man of Chisora's experience should have been sobering, but instead, the young prospect seems blinded by bravado. Chisora's point is clear. Usyk isn't just another name on a record, he's a different animal altogether, and stepping in too soon could be a costly mistake for Itauma's career.
Is it Oleksandr Usyk or is that too soon?
Leave Usyk alone. Usyk's a beast, man. Different beast. Different beast.
Anthony Joshua focused on the one thing that makes Itauma dangerous, his one-punch knockout power. In the heavyweight division, that weapon is always a game changer. AJ admitted Itauma has flattened opponents with a single shot, and that's enough to grab attention. But here's the catch. Landing clean on Oleksandr Usyk is a different story. Joshua himself tried twice and failed to break through. Usyk's footwork, defensive craft, and constant movement make him incredibly hard to hit flush. That's why so many punchers come up short against him. AJ's words almost carried a warning. Yes, Itauma can punch, but can he land? That's the ultimate test, because if that bomb doesn't connect, then what? Against a master like Usyk, one-dimensional power is not enough. And in reality, Itauma's whole game plan may collapse if that big shot never comes.
I can't, just off the top of my head, those are guys that I mentioned that he's hit with one shot and knocked him out. So you can see he carries that one-punch knockout power. And as we know, that's what it takes in the heavyweight.
And Amir Khan, speaking from experience, urged Itauma's team not to rush him. Amir Khan's words were almost fatherly advice. Don't rush a 20-year-old into the deep end. He stressed that Itauma needs time, experience, and patience before facing the sport's elite. Khan knows from his own career the dangers of being pushed too quickly. At 20, Itauma may have explosive talent, but his ring IQ, maturity, and composure are still developing. Throwing him in with Usyk, Wilder, Joshua, or Fury at this age could be career suicide. Khan's point was simple. Let him grow until 22 or 23, then make those massive fights. Right now, it feels like desperation, not strategy. The slap at the press conference already showed immaturity, and Khan indirectly warned against compounding that mistake inside the ring. It was advice rooted in experience. Protect the fighter. Don't burn him out before he's ready. Wise words that Itauma's camp would be smart to heed.
Oh, you know what? You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. That's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on.
Eddie Hearn, a man who's seen it all in the sport, didn't sugarcoat his take. He admitted the two extremes. Itauma might pull off a stunning knockout, or he could get schooled by Usyk from the opening bell. That's the brutal truth. At just 20 years old, this kind of matchup is a massive gamble. Hearn's emphasis on getting it right showed his concern that rushing Itauma could destroy years of potential. Usyk isn't the type of fighter you experiment against. He's a master craftsman who punishes mistakes and exposes inexperience. Hearn was diplomatic, but his message was clear. This fight feels premature. Even with Frank Warren's guidance, Eddie hinted that Itauma's team would be taking a huge risk stepping into this so soon. A career-defining moment, either genius matchmaking or reckless ambition. Nothing in between.
But at the same time, he may go in there and get absolutely schooled by Oleksandr Usyk. Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But I, personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
This press conference has changed everything. What should have been a routine buildup exploded into headlines when Moses Itauma slapped Oleksandr Usyk. The shock factor alone has turned this fight from intriguing to unmissable. But beyond the chaos lies the real question. What's at stake for Usyk? This is about legacy. A two-division world champion, undefeated, a master craftsman. Another victory cements him as one of the greatest fighters of this generation. He's calm, composed, and mentally unshakable. A win here adds another chapter to his incredible career. For Itauma, it's everything. At 20 years old, he's daring to face a man leagues above him in experience. If he shocks the world and beats Usyk, he becomes an overnight superstar. But if he fails, the slap, the trash talk, the arrogance, all of it will backfire, marking him as the young fighter who flew too close to the sun, who's mentally stronger, who really wants it more. Usyk looks unbothered, almost amused. Itauma looks fiery, but perhaps too reckless. Now the question goes to you. Are you backing Oleksandr Usyk to school the youngster, or will Moses Itauma deliver the upset of the year? Drop your thoughts below.